Okay. Let me make sure it's.
They can't see us.
They said they couldn't hear us. Hold on. Now can you hear us? Okay. Now let me know if you can hear us. For some reason it wasn't. I had set up the microphone, but it went away. Maybe because I was in between. So please, hi. So let's introduce ourselves again. Okay. I'm Amber from Amber's Yarn Shop on Instagram and Facebook and Tumblr Insanity on TikTok.
And I'm Donna from Crystal Skies Hand Dyed on Etsy, Instagram, and Facebook. And also,
are you on TikTok?
Crystal Skies Cotton.
Oh, that's true. On everything too. Okay. Bree can hear us now. Okay, good. I just had to click a button since I said we got a new microphone. Yeah. And now it's working.
We're professional now.
Okay. Went and bought an expensive microphone. It was not that expensive.
I've seen these ones on the pawn shop and stuff like that. And the old ones are worth a lot of money.
Yeah, this is not that old though. This is from we got this at Guitar Center.
Right.
I'm sorry. Guitar Center. So
okay.
Hi, welcome
everybody.
Like I said, you probably missed it because you couldn't hear us, but we're going to be working on projects while we're talking to you.
If I can, I can't.
Mom has trouble focusing.
Yes.
Well, we're going to see how we do.
And this yarn is not the best yarn, but it's soft. So.
Oh, you want to tell them where you got your yarn?
No. It's dollar store yarn, you guys.
But it is Premier Cotton.
So, but you think you get a big goodbye, but really you don't, because this only makes two dishcloths. And when I buy the stuff from Joann's and Knit Picks, the dishy, it actually makes 4. And it's about double what the price is here, because I always, of course, use coupons. So, right. But I was in the dollar store yesterday. I saw that and I thought, I don't know if I have any of that color, but I do already on my shop. But it's the dishy. So this will be this. But anyway, yeah. And it's cotton. It soaks up everything. So, and Amber's is what?
Mine, it's from a swap. I believe it's a Haute Knit.
75-25 maybe.
Yeah, it is a 75-25, and I believe it's Haute Knit, but I was saving. Oh, she mentioned us.
So Bree shared us.
Thank you. I thought I kept the belly band for it, but it disappeared. It's not with my stuff anymore. Because I tried to do that when I put stuff in cakes, is keep the belly band, so I remember what they are while I'm knitting. Right.
Yes.
But I don't know where it went, but it's this pretty, like a light pink, purple, and blue. And I'm just making a top-down sock in with the heel turn and gusset. So this, I like the way they all fit. So I like the heel turn and gusset, but I also like usually I do the fish lips kiss. But I had this one in 1 cake instead of 2. So I'm like, well, I guess I got to do 1 at a time this time. Because it's only in 1 cake. I didn't pre-do it into 2.
Oh, got you.
Things. But so yeah, so I'm just working on projects. I posted this one on Instagram a couple days ago, I think.
Oh yeah, it was was pretty small.
When I started doing it again, it was right here the other day. So I've done this much in a couple days.
It takes so long.
Well, only if you're slow.
Well, I mean,
well, it's because the yarn is so tiny and the needles are tiny. Jill says that's good to know, Donna. Probably about your cotton and how much you get out of it.
Right. Yeah. Because I was looking at that and the acrylic that they have. It seems like such a good buy for $1, but you can get the great big ones at Joann's for like $5.87, and then with the coupon. So,
well, even at like Walmart, the Red Heart things are like $2.39 or $2.79 for the pretty big ones.
So it's nice that they do carry it for us crafters, so that if we just want to pick up something fast,
if you happen to be there, you're like, oh look, I'll get yarn.
Yeah.
So. They also carry vinyl now too, like for using with like a Cricut or a silhouette.
Oh, do they?
I haven't tried it though.
I did notice the other day. When my husband and I first bought a house in California, that last one we lived in, I raised cats at the time. And so we redid the whole garage, and we did those peel and stick vinyl, or
like the tiles.
They have them at the dollar store now for $1 each. Now that is something cheap.
That's cool.
Yeah. I saw those the other day and I thought, now that's cheap.
I
don't know how thick they look. Like they're pretty thick, but if you were just going to cover like an entryway or something like that.
Oh, sorry. I keep hitting you with my needle because I keep switching it around because I'm knitting in the round, or I'm I think that's what they call it.
What size needle is that? Ones?
It's a 2.25. I can't remember. It's a Chowgu red lace, which is my favorite for knitting socks. It's really tiny.
Is it chow glue the ones that are so pointed?
Yeah, some of
People
them
were-
are. Do I use I think I use a 1.5 needle, which is 2.25 millimeters.
Okay.
I think. I don't have the packaging in it. I usually keep, I went through and got all my packaging. Jill says she'll be right back. She has to take a shower.
Okay. Oh, is
Because
that
they're
Jill?
leaving. They're going to Abilene.
Oh,
So she's like, I'm going to take a shower. I'll be back.
yep. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So do we want to talk about our weeks?
Yeah.
Do you want to go first or do you want me to go first?
You go first.
Okay. Well, our house officially sold. Last time we were here, we had closed on the Friday before. We got paid and paid off all of our credit cards, paid off our car. So now we're living basically debt free except for student loans right now, which is nice
Mm-hmm.
because our entire marriage, we've never really lived debt free.
Right. Just keep it that way.
Dave got his special invitation letter because people make fun of me when I say PU letter. Like,
Oh, is that what that is?
It's called a PU letter. Yeah. It's a special invitation letter. So he actually has submitted for his visa, but they sent it back because he had to do one thing differently. And then he sent it back again. And they sent him another email saying he has to do another thing differently. He'll get it resubmitted and hopefully get that so he can fly out end of December, beginning of January. And I am on the PU letter list for my school, which means I should be getting my PU letter in January, is what Charlotte said. So I can go beginning of February. So things are moving finally.
We'll have Amber here for another couple months.
Mhm.
So that's nice. They'll both be here for Christmas this year.
Mhm.
So
we should be. I mean, unless Dave's school pushes for him to go as soon as he gets that visa, but they only have a couple flights out a month. So, and we were looking at prices. If he goes end of December, beginning of January, he's going to pay he's not going to pay, the school is like $2,500.
wow.
If I go end of January, beginning of February, the flights are like $600.
Right. Because
people travel during the holidays. And so they jack the prices up.
Right.
So just FYI, but good thing his school is paying for it and not us.
Right. And they may look into that and decide not to send him till January.
I don't know if they'll even care.
I
don't know if they want him there but they're a trimester system. So they're in the middle of their second trimester right now. So
are they year round? Are they?
No, but their school year is longer than our school year. They start about the same time we do, but they don't end until I think end of June.
Oh, okay.
So a little bit longer, about a month longer than we are. But yeah, so that's kind of my week as I'm just waiting. I've been doing some more knitting. I did my nails.
Right.
So what about your week? I mean, I don't have a lot, so.
Well, I've just dyed yarn this week. I did get if you're in my mini skein club, the Novembers went out Wednesday. I think they went out Wednesday or Thursday. So some of you may be getting that. My Harry Potter Christmas went out like the week before. I think it went out after we were already after
our last video.
Yeah, because it's been 3 weeks. So, and some of you are being very good and holding them until Christmas, but there are some of you like I would be that
just open it right away.
And looking at it. So that. And then I posted my new Harry Potter club for next year already online. Mm-hmm. So if you're one of my people, it's online. It won't go out till January 5th, but my Harry Potter Christmas filled up within 2 weeks. So if you want to be in this year's, you might want to go on and get it. It's also a month-to-month club, like all of mine are. So you can sign up for January, not do February, March, sign up for April. You don't have to, when you want to sign up, that doesn't mean you're in it for the whole 7 months. Right. You can do whatever months you want. So,
and how many do you take each month? Because you said it filled up.
40.
So 40. You take 40. Okay.
40. And I've only been taking 20 of the mini skeins because they're a little more involved to make all the mini skeins. So, but I may up that. We'll see how it goes. But I love mini skeins. I don't even work with mini skeins, but I love making them. Yeah. And I had one lady yesterday that bought 5 packs of my mini skeins, and she's making both her daughters. It's called the what she call it? The Advent calendar scarf or Advent calendar shawl or something, and it takes 24 10-gram minis. So she
Okay.
bought 25 20-gram minis, and she's going to make them the same,
Oh,
use
that's a
half
smart
and half.
idea.
And work on them both at the same time, I guess. And this way, well, I know my mother years ago crocheted a Robin and Christy a dress, and she worked on them at the same time. And she said if she'd have worked on just one, she'd have only made one and not even got, she said it was so much more involved than she thought. But she said by working on them both together, she would do like 10 rows on one and then 10 rows on the other, just as she went along. And so the girls each got their little dresses. So, but yeah, so that's about all I've been doing. We've had weird weather here.
Well,
Well,
it's autumn.
Yeah, it's autumn.
It's autumn. We've had autumn weather.
So snow on the mountains, but not down in the valley yet. Well, not here. I think Salt Lake got a little bit this morning. They said a dusting, but yeah. So, but
we went and saw the new Ghostbusters yesterday. I was telling you that before.
Yes.
Ghostbusters Afterlife. It just opened yesterday, I believe.
Yes.
Actually. So we went and saw it as a matinee because Dave got off of work at like 12:30. So we went to the 2:00 showing. It was really good. You guys, it was really good. It had so many homages to the original Ghostbusters, like the music, even like the sounds were the same but just kind of different, and all the original cast members were in it
at one time or the other. Oh, nice.
It was really good, but you have to, if you're an emotional person, you might want to bring tissues.
I heard
the end
that
was a little emotional for me.
Yeah.
I cried a bit. I was not expecting what happened at the end. I'm not going to give anything away, but I cried a lot. But yeah, it was good.
Yeah, because one of the guys on, he said it's funny, it's this, and he says, but there are some teary moments too. So,
well, part of the teariness I think has to do with, Harold Ramis passed away before they finished it. Egon.
Oh,
so they dedicated the film to him. So that right there, tears.
Right.
But yeah, it was really good. I enjoyed it a lot. The kids that were in it did really good. The acting was really good. Dave and I both, it wasn't the Ghostbusters movie I wanted, but it was a Ghostbusters movie I needed. If that makes sense. Yeah, it was really good.
Right.
Bree says she needs to get over to Etsy to look at your stuff, your clubs and stuff.
Right.
But yeah.
Yeah, they're a lot of fun, guys. And I mean, I even was trying to think of one more club to do. I like doing the clubs.
Yeah.
So
well, then you always know what you're doing.
Yeah, too. You always know you've got to do this one by this date and get them all done. Yeah. This last mini skiing club, I was so proud of myself. I did all the mini skis in one day. Wow. 8 hours. Took me all day to do them, but I did them. And it was just, it's fun when you accomplish something like that. Usually I stagger them out. And with the Christmas ones, it was nice because I wasn't shipping them out till November 15th. I shipped them out earlier, but I was filled up in 2 weeks. So I had all those weeks, and I would do like 3 or 4 one day and 3 or 4 the other day. And yeah, so that I wasn't so overwhelmed. But yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
feel like I'm boring right now.
Yeah.
I don't know what to talk about.
What's in our shop? Or not what's in our shop?
Whips. There's nothing in my shop. Well, this is one of my whips.
Right.
Okay.
And this is
that's one of your whips. Working on dishcloths.
So
how many other whips do you have? Or is
none.
That your
That's it. Okay. Well, I still have my blanket out there, my baby blankets going, but you guys have seen those every week. And this one's not getting any bigger. So
so I'm working on a hat. This is a Christmas present for someone.
Do you remember the pattern? What the pattern's called?
Yeah, I have a pic. I have it right here.
Because that's cute. It's like a bubble.
It's a bubble. It's a bubble.
Pattern, right?
Bubble beanie hat. It's actually a free pattern.
Oh.
It is from Studio Knit, and it is totally free. You don't have to pay for it. She goes through it. I think it's a 99 cents if you want to get the PDF version like this. It's easy printable, but she does do the step-by-step in a blog post. But she does it where she changes colors, like every 2 or 3
she's
rows.
Not using an ombre?
So that's not an ombre. That's like every 2 rows you change colors.
Wow.
I'm actually using, and I love this yarn from Hobby Lobby. This is the yarn I'm using, and it's so soft. It's just, I mean, it's acrylic, but it's really soft. And the color is Purple Gradient. Simple Purple Gradient. And it's, if I was doing like a big thing, that's kind of what the pattern of the color looks like.
And I wanted to show this. This is a marled, what they call marled. And it's kind of like some of my what's zebra striped. I have a tiger and a whatever tabby.
Tabby, yeah.
But when they knit up, you cannot, what it does is it just kind of adds flecks of the black. And that's what the other does. You don't
like
get
adding
that.
flecks
You
of
don't
the
get
white.
the zebra striping in whatever you're making. It doesn't really show up.
No, it makes it look heathery.
Yeah.
Kind of.
And I didn't even really realize that until some lady that had bought for me, she bought some, the pumpkin, because her little grandson wanted something tiger-like. And then when she sent me the pictures of the socks, you couldn't tell that it had stripes on the thing. It just, you would see the black flecks. So that was fun.
Oh, Bree has a question. Sorry. I keep forgetting to ask you. My apologies if you have addressed this and I missed it in a previous episode. Is there a particular reason the name was changed from HP to Witches and Wizards? Just curious.
Yes.
She got in trouble.
I got Etsy, my 7th or 6th thing last year of Harry Potter. The picture I had used on.
She used a copyrighted photo.
Yes, I used a copyrighted photo. So they pulled it, and I didn't want to. How will I say?
You didn't want your shop shut down.
I didn't want my shop shut down. So, and I had used those pictures for all 6 years that I've been doing this.
And
Never
she just
had
finally got in trouble.
Yeah, never had anybody, because I just used a picture of Harry Potter, the different books. And so that's why I changed it to Wizards and Witches. But anybody that's been with me knows it's still Harry Potter. And I even put that in my thing. I put HP inspired. I just staying away from the Harry Potter name as much as I can. But yeah, that's why that was Wizards and Witches Christmas at the Castle and Wizards and Witches Halloween at the castle. And if you've been with me, you know what that means. So yeah. And this year it will be from the books again that I'll be taking. Last year I did it from the movies. So I do every other year. So that's why there's only going to be 7 months this year. Last year there was 8 months.
Because the movie and books. Yeah.
In the books. And
Bree says, I wondered if it was something about copyright issues. Yeah. We want to be above board.
Yeah.
When we do things. So
right. And you all know, if you go on Etsy, there's probably 100 or more pages of people that are using the Harry Potter, and they're using the pictures, and but they haven't been. Somebody just turned me in, and that's what happens. Somebody goes on, and it actually wasn't from Harry Potter. It was from Etsy. So somebody had turned my name into Etsy that I was copyrighted, and I've known people that have had the shops shut down with the Disney thing. And yet if you go on Disney, put in Disney characters on Etsy, there's a million of them too, but they just haven't
gotten in trouble
yet. So, but yeah, so I'm staying away from that. I when I used to do the pillowcases on
your other
on
shop.
my other shop, oh my gosh, the tractor company.
Oh, John Deere
personally I got a letter personally from John Deere that even though I had paid for the material,
you hadn't paid for the rights.
I hadn't paid for the rights to sell the copyright. So whatever. So
we've learned things. We learn things.
Yeah. So, but at least they didn't shut my shop down or any of that stuff. They just froze that. And it's still in my inactive. They actually put in deactivated by Etsy, and I can't get it. It's always going to be in my inactive, I guess, because it's been 4 or 5 months that I changed the name. So that's why I changed the name. Bree, thanks for asking. And no, I don't think I had explained that before.
No, I don't think so. I think we were a little annoyed about it, and so we didn't really talk about it. But we got to be careful. We got to make sure we're doing what we're supposed to be doing. Yeah.
So even when you name a colorway, you have to be careful.
As long as it's not a name that you wouldn't find anywhere else.
Right. Like Butterbeer. You can name it Butterbeer or Hedwig. And even Harry Potter. You could call it a Harry Potter color. But because there are people out there, I am sure that their names are Harry Potter. Because Potter is a normal name and Harry is a son's name. And I'm sure after the movies got popular, a lot of people named their kids Harry.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah. So like they do with any book. But so you can't copyright. Years ago, my husband was looking into stuff, and you can't copyright a person's name.
Yes, you can. There's people getting in trouble for using certain names, not Harry Potter names, but
because I
Names
thought
that
you
don't
couldn't.
exist anywhere else outside of a book.
Oh, well, that's different, I guess. But like you
It
said,
can be intellectual property.
right. But yet, if you go back, it has to be how many years old? There's so many years that then anybody can use it.
Oh, are you talking about public domain?
Public don't know.
Yeah.
Names. And
It's
stuff.
like 100 years.
Yeah, because I remember
I
when
think. I don't
some of
know.
the what's that famous conductor or famous guy that Roger and Hammerstein,
Mhm.
when they were so many years old, the Beatle, not John Lennon, but Paul McCartney went in and bought up all their expiring copyrighted stuff. So he owns all the
Are you
copyrights now.
chewing on my stuff? Oh no, you're eating food. I thought she was chewing on our cords. I'm sorry. She's getting the food that fell behind the dresser
Of course she
because I
is,
moved it. Sorry. I'm sorry.
because it's not the same as it's out here.
I apologize. You were talking about not John Lennon,
Paul McCartney.
Paul McCartney.
So yeah, he went in and bought up a bunch of musicals.
Oh,
So yeah, that was maybe 15, 20 years ago.
Hmm.
So, and I didn't know you could do that either. But yeah. So anyway, that's why I'm no longer Harry Potter Club.
Hmm.
And there are Harry Potter clubs out there, but they didn't get caught yet. So there you go.
yeah. So this is my other.
Thank you.
I swear your sound is off. I turned your sound off. Why does it not turn off? Sorry. This is my other whip. It's socks.
Self-striping socks.
Just socks. They're not anything else. I took a picture like this holding them up. Not these ones, but another pair I made like a year ago. And someone's like, oh, are you making a new bikini top? No, these are socks. The yarn is from Hobby Lobby, and it is Hobby Lobby's Cozy Toes by Yarn Bee.
Yeah.
So this is the colorway. Cozy Toes by Yarn Bee.
Is that 100 grams? It's so little.
No, there's 250-gram ones.
Oh, okay.
And the color is called April Zing.
That's April Zing?
Yeah.
Where's the yellow?
I haven't gotten to the yellow yet.
Oh,
But there's yellow in both of them. I just haven't gotten to it yet. I've only gotten to the pink and purple.
that
The
is
yellow
so
is coming
weird.
up. Oh, my nose itches. I'm so sorry. Oh, I'm gonna go over here and itch it. Oh, it, sometimes you just get like a sting. It itches so bad it kind of stings.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Bree just laughed. My fault, because mom's phone is on.
I turned it off now. I made sure it said the ringer's off. And thank you, Bree.
I swear I had turned the ringer off too. It just didn't like me. So yeah, those are my whips.
Right. I did also want to mention something else. And thank you guys for doing this. But on my clubs, when you purchase one of my clubs, if you purchase anything else with it, I have to hold that anything else to ship out with the club. So say right now, like Bree just purchased my Wizard and Witches Club. If she'd have purchased another yarn with it, I'd have to hold that yarn for 6 weeks, 5 weeks until you get it. And I just want people to know going in.
Because otherwise it's two separate shipping costs and you guys are only paying for one shipping cost.
Right. Plus like an extra $1 or something for the second thing. But, and when I had my Christmas at the castle, the packages themselves weighed almost a pound. So when people purchased other things with them, it pushed it up into priority. So that actually cost me more money because I hadn't charged the shipping rate that way. And that was shipping being so expensive.
Yeah, shipping rates have gone up again
Actually,
in the past month.
Yeah, yesterday somebody ordered 5 packages of the minis. Well, I was going to ship them all together, and to ship them all together, it was $11.69. But to ship them separately, one was $4.50 and the other was like $3.88, or might have even been $5 something. But it was still cheaper than the $11.69. So that's why sometimes if you get packages of 2, we're just watching my cat to see what she's going to do next.
She's just going to hang out right there. She's king of the hill.
Yeah.
Jill's back and she says, how many tigers do you have left, Donna? How many tiger stripe yarns?
Oh, I think there's 33 on my shop.
Oh, wow.
And then I have, if you mean undyed, I have another almost 30 that I can dye up in a colorway if you wanted a certain colorway or wanted more of. But then I also have, oh wait, the tiger. I only have 7 on online of the tiger.
Yeah, not the tabby, the tiger.
The tiger, the difference between them is they're both zebras, but the tabby is 100% merino, superwash merino. The tiger is 80-20. So it's got more. And I've got,
so that means 80% merino, 20% nylon if you're new here.
Right. And I've still got like 20 some more that I can dye up, but both my clubs were coming up, and so I got 7 up there that I had, and so I can dye these up in any color that I have practically if I still have the recipe of the if you have see a different color on any of them. Say if you see Love on the Rocks in tabby and you want it in my Ossicat, which is my sparkle, just text me and we can do it. So
Jill says, oh my, because I think because you said the 33, like you have a lot. But but the actual tiger, you don't have as many. It's just
and that's the colors that are on my site. And the tiger only have 7 up there right now.
And do you have any undyed if she wanted a specific color in the tiger? Or have you dyed them all up?
I said I have 30.
Oh, I thought that was their tabby that you had 30 extra. Your tiger, you have 30 as well. Okay,
or maybe 25, but they're in different spots. I have to have them in different spots too. They do look a little different. I mean, when they're bare, the 80-20 is a little lighter color than the tabby. Is a little bit darker, but they're still both, and they come from the same company, so they're made the same way. So but I the tiger, what's funny is I don't want to, I'm trying to do every base I have, I'm trying to do some different colors in them than I do in all of them. I'm not one of, I don't make, and I know a lot of people do this, a lot of shops, they'll take one colorway, Love on the Rocks, and they'll take one picture and they'll put it in their tabby and tiger, and I mean they'll list it in all the bases. So what that means is if you order one of them, you might have to wait 1 or 2 weeks. I like my bases already dyed when I put them on. I mean, I like my colors. So,
well, and because the different bases, some of them take up the dye differently too.
Yes.
So stop it.
Like we found with Polworth, it just really takes up the dye and everything's really bright. It's hard to get
she's mad at me.
It's hard to get a what do you call it? A pastel in the Polworth
because it really sucks up the dye. Jill says, I love that they are 80-20. Sorry, she was chewing on my backpack.
This, you guys, you've never seen my little tabby. My little tabby. She's huge.
She's not little anymore.
This is Coco. And she's a big cat. Like when we were showing him, she's a big cat.
She's like, why are you holding me like that?
I used to show cats, you guys.
She was a breeder and showed
a breeder of the hairless cats. And that's what they do. They hold them up like that.
Too for a while. Right?
I did do Persians for a while.
When I was younger.
It was so funny. I did Persians when we lived in California where it's hot. Then I did Sphinx when I lived in Montana where it was cold. I should have been doing the opposite.
But Sphinx weren't really around when we lived in California.
No,
they were more exhibition cats.
They were just starting. That tail in the face. But she was born 2 years ago on my birthday. So yeah, she's my special cat. Yeah, she's my special girl. But anyway, yeah, we're cat people. I mean, we like dogs too.
We're animal people. Oh yeah, Macy is my friend now.
Because dogs are high maintenance.
They are. Oh hi. Or are you going to sit on my lap now?
She said, I see the dangling yarn.
Bree says her eldest cat has similar coloring.
Yeah.
Probably a cat tabby as well, like my Molly was.
Yep. Most of them have that same.
I mean, Molly still is that. I say was that she died. She didn't die.
No.
But
she says, what are you doing here? I'm going to rub on it.
Hi.
Yeah.
I firmly believe I've had this discussion. I don't know if I've had this discussion with you, but I had this discussion with Dave. Animals know animal people.
Yes.
They know if you like animals or not. And some of them will just, some cats are just jerks because they know people don't like them. But animals know animal people, and they will treat you like an animal person if they know you're an animal person.
There you go.
Like if you're a cat whisperer.
It's shedding kind. They should be putting on their winter coat.
I wore gray, but it's warm in here. So she doesn't need a winter coat. She's not an outdoor cat.
That's right. My cats have never stepped foot. Well, Pearl has on a leash.
She is
but
well, she escaped for a little while.
That's right. One day,
Was it only a day? I thought it was a couple days.
not even a whole day.
Oh,
And then Pearl's the one that escaped overnight.
that's what I'm talking about. I said Pearl.
Oh, she escaped one day
Oh,
for just
Coco
a couple
did.
hours. She went
Okay.
out.
Yeah, Pearl escaped for like a whole night. She
And
made a
then-
friend and everything.
Then I have a cat called Abby. She's a tailless cat. She's a Manx.
She's afraid of
But
everything.
if you hold her, I mean, she doesn't even wiggle when you hold her,
No.
but she has to get on your lap and then you hold her. If I step 1 foot out that door, she makes the weirdest. She's scared to death to go outside.
Mhm.
Yeah. So, which is fine. She'll never run out.
She'll
I'll
never
never lose her.
escape.
Yeah.
Not like the other ones who try to get out
Yeah.
sometimes.
Yeah. Pearl, my hairless cat, she'd be out that door every time if you let her.
Because her little boyfriend was out there.
He was, and she fell through the screen one time. That's when she was missing for a day. I woke up in the morning, thank goodness it was summer, and she fell through the screen. And
Mhm. And we were in Arizona. I remember you called me and said, I lost Pearl. I was like, what?
poor Pearl.
And then she was just
She
outside
was there
on the,
next
porch.
morning.
Yeah.
Couldn't wait to get in. So
She had her adventure and then she was back.
yeah. So anyway, okay. So do you have anything? Oh,
Jill said early Christmas for me. So you're a tiger, maybe. And I love Manx. Yeah, Manx is
yeah.
my cat in high school was a Manx too.
Yes,
my
she was.
Sammy cat.
And she was Tabby.
Yeah, she was
Tabby.
a Manx tabby.
She actually was.
big.
We were showing at the time, showing cats, and Amber took her to the shows, and Amber
in the household pet division.
Samantha was first in the whole Northwest region. So
She
got
was
a
a
little
beautiful,
plaque,
sweet kitty.
and you'd go to pet her, and she'd almost do a somersault.
Uh-huh.
And the judges all just loved that. That was like
Mhm.
one of the things they always commented
And I
on.
carried her like a toddler. She'd wrap her legs around my waist and I'd hold her like a toddler.
Yeah.
Like not a baby, like a toddler.
Right.
She
yeah.
loved being carried around that way. I miss that cat. She's got to be dead by now, though.
Yeah, because that was 20 years ago that we lived in Montana.
Well, it was probably like closer to 30 years ago when we showed her. Because I was like 16. So that was like
Right.
25 years ago.
Right.
And she was already a little older.
yeah, we had got her at a pound.
Mhm.
It was so funny. She had been spayed, but they didn't know. I mean, we didn't know it. They didn't tell us. We took her to my vet and he went to spay her and opened her up, actually cut into her, and
There was nothing there.
there was nothing there. He said she'd been spayed. I still had to pay for it, but
I can't believe they didn't see a scar on her stomach
I
when they went
know,
to cut
but
her open.
yeah, but So,
Mhm.
but
yeah.
anyway, enough about animals. What's new in your shop? You don't have a
I
shop.
don't have a
Okay.
shop. Well, my shop is mixed with your shop right
Yes.
now.
Okay, we'll go to my Crystal Skies cotton.
Mhm.
If you like dishcloths. These aren't up yet, but they'll be going up this probably tonight. And these are some of the new ones. I usually do them all in sets of 4, but I am putting some on in sets of 2 today because that's how
'Cause
much
we only
they
had a
made.
Well, yeah, I'm like only a couple of them.
Right. And I shy away from, I know a lot of people on Etsy, they sell them one at
Like
a time.
singles.
But then you're still paying the same amount to ship one as you are 4, because from like 1 ounce up to 8 ounces, it's the same shipping cost.
So might as
So-
well do a set of at least 2.
Yeah, at least 2.
Mhm.
And then I'm going to put one up with 3 because I did one with, this is from, Amber gave me some of this yesterday. It's called, I Love This Cotton. And this is called
Which is from Hobby Lobby, by
from
the way.
Hobby Lobby.
Sorry.
Water Lily. But I Love This Cotton only makes 3 up. So this one will have 3. And then I have some Pima cotton. I might make some up with the Pima cotton. I don't know. Pima cotton is kind of a shiny cotton, and I don't know how well it would take up water.
Yeah,
For
how absorbent it's gonna
Dishcloths.
be.
Plus, it costs a lot more money than the dishcloth.
Yes, it
So I'll have to wait and see if I'm going to do that or not. But don't knock that off. You'd be surprised.
She's like, I'm fine.
So anyway, so
Aunt
I've got
Shell's on.
those.
Hi, Aunt Shell.
Hi, Aunt
Oh,
Shelley.
Bree just shared your shop.
Oh, thank you so much.
That's right. Bree's a mod.
Okay, now I do have new colors.
Well, you have something else in your cotton shop
Oh,
that I made.
Amber's making
The
these.
Scrubbies.
You can show
Yeah, I
those.
gotta finish that row. Sorry. I just wanted to make sure I was at the end of the row. Otherwise, I will get confused when I go back to knitting that. So we have the Scrubbies. Oh, and she shared both your shops.
Thank you.
Bree. So we have these different Scrubbies. They are made with the scrubby cotton from Hobby Lobby as well.
And they're 4¼ by about 4¼ by 4¼
approximately, because you know sometimes some of the yarn is a little thicker than the others, so it's hard to have the gauge come out the same, but they are just scrubby squares. I'm trying to show you all the colors that we have available,
and I listed them where you can buy 1 or up to 4, I think.
There's
So
2 greens,
yeah,
and pink. Okay, I think this is all the colors.
So there's quite a few colors. I've listed them all too, but
so there's pink, black, yellow and red, orange, dark blue, kind of a light purple blue, purple, teal, white, green, and lime green.
And the teal I've listed as aqua.
Okay. Well, yeah, aqua sounds right. Fine. So these are available in Mom's Cotton Shop, which Bree said the Cotton Shop is the first link she listed.
Right.
And the second is her other shop. So yeah, so we have those, and you can, these would be good if you're buying the dishcloths to add one with your dishcloths, and you have a scrubby too if you're buying them for gifts.
Yeah, and they're real feel stiff, but when you wet them, they do get soft and
they scrub really well. They've got a
now,
nice scrub.
They don't, how will I say this? The red is more absorbent than the green, but that's just how it worked out. They don't, if you have a spill, no,
they're not absorbent. They're more for scrubbing,
but they are scrubbing, and they shouldn't scratch your pans or your dishes. I have a set of, oh my gosh, I went blank. It's like Milmac dishes. What is it called?
Melamine?
No, my dishes.
Your orange ones?
My dishes.
My
dish sets from when I was a little girl. These are from when I was.
They're like a melamine.
No, but they're called something.
I know what you're talking about, though.
Anyway, my dish set's over 50 years old, and my mother was so careful with these that there's not scratches on them. We didn't use steak knives to cut. We used regular butter knives to cut our stuff, and so there's no scratches on them and stuff. But I've washed with these, and they do not scratch. So if you have even like your special Christmas plates, your china, they shouldn't scratch any of that either. So that's it. So
hi, Chris. YTFP Chris is on. Hi, Chris.
Hi.
Welcome.
Anyway, and then in my normal shop.
Yes, your normal shop now.
These are not up yet, but they will be going up hopefully today. I have no idea of the name. I haven't named them yet. So this is the first one.
Ooh,
it's pretty. Red and purple and orange.
The colors are showing up really true to life today.
I know.
Have you noticed that?
Really, yes, I have.
Really nice
because we don't have
we have a mix of the light. Yeah.
Okay, that one. And that's an 8515. This one, which is teal, gray, and
blue,
maybe sea spray blue. This is a no names. Okay, now
you should call that Ocean Storm.
Yeah, something like that. I might have written down, maybe not. Okay, and then these two do have a name.
Something stuck on the outside of it. Where was
nope,
it? No, it did. Maybe it stuck to your hand.
Okay,
it's okay. You're good.
Okay. These two, I have 7515. I have 2 of these and 2 of these in the worsted. And these I'm calling A Touch of Christmas. And they're just greens and red, but there are 2 different greens I use and 2 different reds, just to give it a little variety. So that's those. So that's all that's, and I just, like I said, I was doing all the other stuff. And so I'm lucky I even got 4 new colors. And I wasn't going to do another Christmas one, but I thought, well, there is still enough time to make a Christmas hat out of the worsted. Wouldn't that be a pretty hat? The variegated, the green.
That would be pretty.
Yeah. So,
Chris said melamine or Fiesta wear, maybe. Is it Fiesta wear?
No, Fiesta is glass.
No, it's a melamine. It is like a melamine.
Bring a plate in here.
Material.
Right. It was the original. It's before Milmac came out.
It's Bartonware. Bootenware.
And these were before they came out with the Milmac. And my mother didn't even know. I didn't watch that. My mother didn't even know if maybe, because we never had a dishwasher growing up. And I don't use a dishwasher here. But in our other house, I did have a dishwasher and they work all right. I mean, it doesn't ruin them. But yeah. If anybody knows where there's a Milmac white, a Bootenware white salad dish. That's the only one of them that's missing.
Oops,
And my
sorry,
mom
guys.
swears when she gave it to my sister that everything was there. And my sister swears she never took it out of the box. So not you, Shelley. This was Nikki. But the white
It just disappeared.
disappeared.
Mhm.
So, but I look on Etsy every once in a while and to see if I can maybe find one. But then they started coming out with a different boot and wear.
It's not the
as
same shape either.
shape and it's not as heavy.
Yeah.
These are nice and heavy. And did you see how I loved them. The plates are really flat and they just have a very little edging on them. So some of the new dishes, they kind of concave into the middle.
Mhm.
And so when you have mashed potatoes and gravy, it runs into the middle and these
Mhm.
everything stays put on
They
these.
stay pretty well, yeah.
But
Bree says beautiful yarn, Donna.
oh, thank you.
Jill had to go. She
Okay,
says,
bye.
I have to go now, but love y'all. We'll see you later, Jill. We'll see you next week. And Nana Michelle Crochets is on. Hi, hi,
Okay.
Nana Michelle.
Okay, in case you guys don't know, Jill
From
is
Fiber Fluency
from
Crafts.
Fiber Fluency Crafts. She has asked us to be on with her the
Mm.
Sunday after Thanksgiving. So
which
next
is
Sunday.
next week.
Yeah.
So we'll be on
not
her
tomorrow,
Sippin'
but
Sunday.
yeah, we'll be on the Sippin' Sunday. And I think it's like at 2:00 or noon. It's in there. She's Texas time. So she's
Mhm.
Central time. And we are Mountain time. So it's just an hour difference. But
So we'll have to figure out what time it starts so we get on. If we're ready to go.
So we get on. You can actually get on from your own house if you want.
Yeah, I could do it from there, couldn't I?
Because she can put up
Because we can do 3. Yeah.
screens.
Oh, they're celebrating Mr. Fiber's birthday in Abilene. Happy birthday, Mr. Fiber.
Happy birthday, Mr. Fiber.
Have
Jill, I
fun.
hope it's okay that we mentioned being on your podcast. Is she gone yet?
I don't know.
Okay.
Chris says, hi, Nana Michelle, and take care, Jill. Sorry, since you can't really see those as well as I can.
No,
from a
I
distance. But
what's the yellow button?
that's our name.
Oh,
That's
that's
it. If we type something, that shows where we can type.
Oh, okay.
So
See?
I can comment stuff too. Like, so you see how Bree is putting like our links and stuff. I can actually do that too from here, but it's easier.
And while I think of it,
What's up?
make sure you give us a thumbs up.
Yeah.
And if you're a subscriber, please subscribe and hit
Yes.
the bell button, and then you'll know within an hour or two from the time we come on.
Jill says it's at 5 p.m. Central. So that's 4 p.m. our time.
Oh, okay.
She's like, she'll get us all set up. Can't wait.
Okay,
And she can't
yay.
wait. Can't wait either. It'll be fun.
Yeah, I'll try have some stuff to show if you want me to.
Yeah. I'm like, I'll probably knit the whole time while we talk.
Yeah.
Because I can do it without really looking. I don't know if you've noticed that.
Yeah.
I can feel it with my thumb where
because
I'm
we
going
use our
in.
fingers. So,
Because I knit continental. So some of you probably are throwers.
Not me.
I'm not a thrower.
I'm not a thrower on crocheting either.
No, you knit that. Well, most people who crochet don't.
Some people, this is how I crochet. Some people crochet like this.
Mhm.
Never been able to. I tried that a couple times and it was like,
Mhm.
how can they do it like that? It's like,
And I find doing it continental. I do continental because of crocheting. It's
Ah.
easier because that's how we hold our yarn for crocheting.
yeah.
So it's
see.
really easy for me just to pick it up that way and go really fast. Oh, Nana.
I know why I
Michelle's just saying
can't.
hi.
Why I can't do this while we're talking.
Because of the way the yarn is.
Because I count every row. I count every stitch.
I'm counting while I'm talking.
I can't do that. My mind
Oh.
doesn't function that way.
Hmm.
But anyway, and you guys, I ordered an advent calendar. I didn't order an advent yarn calendar. I thought there's so many out there, and they're quite pricey.
They are.
I ordered a 12-day advent calendar from Owl Crate. So every advent it's going to be based on something
From a different fandom.
from a different fandom.
Okay.
From a different fandom, I think, that has
Mhm.
been on Owl Crate. So who knows? I might get Thorns and Roses, Harry Potter they've done. And yeah, so who knows?
Okay.
But it'll be fun. I've never done one of those. I kept looking for my wizarding trunk to have the pins like they did last year.
Oh yeah.
The 12 Days of Christmas pins, because
Mhm.
I love those. And those were really reasonable.
Didn't
so-
you order them like way early though?
I ordered them after Christmas.
Oh, did
They
you?
still had them.
Okay.
So I ordered a box after Christmas.
That's right.
I
You got them
should do.
after Christmas.
Yeah. And it doesn't matter. They're pins and they're not Christmas orientated. They're just Harry Potter pins. Oriented.
Orientated is, I don't think is a correct word.
Orientation.
Orientation.
Right.
Oriented, I think. Now I could be wrong, but yeah. Let's see. Bree says, I was initially taught to throw when I learned to knit. However, when I went to another knitter for assistance, she taught me continental because I had been a crocheter for so long. That's what happened to me too. All the videos I've watched, they throw like, and they wrap it around and they hold the yarn in their right hand. But same thing, because I'd been crocheting for so long, it's intuitive for everything to be in my left hand for me.
Right.
And then my right hand is just the needle.
Right.
And that makes it so much easier. Should I talk about my books?
Yeah. Oh, my lips are getting chapped.
I have Carmex
I do too. I have
in my pocket. I don't care.
Oh.
Like, as long as you don't have herpes.
Or COVID.
Well, if we're pretty close to each other, if that was going to be a problem, I think it would already happen.
Did you get
Hi,
tested?
LDS Venus? Not yet. We'll have to get tested 2 days before we fly.
Oh, I remember now why
you don't like Carmex?
I don't like Carmex.
It feels so good on your lips, though.
I don't like menthol.
So last time we were here, I showed off some new books I had gotten. So this one was a good girl's guide to murder. Now, I remember reading the back. Do you remember me reading the back about,
Yes.
Who it might not have been the people who we thought it was, because it was a murder and suicide from like 5 years ago? It was a really good book. Really good. So actually, it's got 2 sequels. So I bought them both. And I started the second one, which is Good Girl, Bad
sequel?
Blood. This is the sequel. This is the first sequel.
Oh, okay.
So it's about a little bit later after everything
So
happened.
is she a detective? Or
No,
what?
she's a high school senior doing her project. She's doing her senior project, and her whole senior project is she wants to determine how the media affects trials and crime and stuff. And then but basically her thought is, you learned this in the beginning, she doesn't think that what happened actually happened. She didn't think that the person who they thought killed the girl actually killed the girl. And that's what it's all about. And her investigating for her senior project. It's really, really good. And so I started the second one, which I haven't gotten as far as in the second one. I'm only about.
And you had to buy it in hardback. Did you have to buy the other one in hardback too?
Yes, the second and third were only available in the hardback.
See, I like hardbacks. I hate it when they've gone.
But I like these paperbacks. They're sturdy now.
Right, but I hate it when they go to a paperback.
Yeah. I rather have this size paperback than the pocket paper.
Oh yeah, the pocket. Because when I find a good book, I want to keep it. And I like keeping it in. I have the original 7 books of Harry Potter that are first edition. So do you. I think we bought them. Yeah.
I do too. And they're well taken care of. They're in storage.
And I never bend. I never, when I read a paperback, I read it like this. I don't, or a regular book. I know people.
Well, I hold it like this.
Yeah, I never break.
But it doesn't break the spine.
We don't
break spines. I actually had a discussion with one of my other 5th grade teachers about when I was working in Idaho. And I was like, yeah, I don't break the spine. And so she borrowed a couple books from me. And she's like, I'll make sure I don't break the spine. I'm like, thank you. Because I don't loan out books often because people are like,
right.
I hate that.
Right.
But yeah. So, and it's fairly clean book too. There was a couple swear words, nothing really bad. Obviously they talk about murder and suicide. So trigger warning, if that bothers you, you probably don't want to read the book, but it's for the most part fairly clean too.
Right.
So yeah.
And then Amber put me on her audio. So I have been listening to audio books since I
put you on it like 2 weeks ago, or I put you on it. What was it, last week when I came, or was it before that?
Last week when you came.
Yeah, last Saturday. Did I get you on there?
Yes. I have last Saturday.
Okay.
I have listened to 5, 6, 7. I'm on my 8th book. I've listened to all the Dean Koontz Homecoming books.
Those are Orson Scott Card.
Orson Scott Card Homecoming. And I've listened to 2 Dean
You've listened to Watchers and The Darkest Evening of the Year. Right.
And now I'm listening to Midnight Sun, which is the
and you listened to your Addie LaRue book too.
Oh yes, that was the first one I listened to, Addie LaRue. And Amber has
Secret Life of Addie LaRue. Yeah.
That's such a good book. I mean, it's way different than you think it is. This girl makes a deal with the devil, is how it starts. And
don't give away too much.
That's all I'm going to tell you. It's really, really good.
Yeah.
So,
and I haven't listened to it yet.
Right. And then Midnight Sun is from the Twilight series. It's
from Edward's point of view, right?
What he was going through when she was when they first met.
Oh, and you listen to the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes.
Oh
You
yes,
listened to that too.
I've
So I think I
listened
get
to
2
9,
weeks
almost
ago.
10.
I think I must have logged you in during the week one time.
I don't know. One
book was 20 hours. That's one day.
I know, but I listen to them from the time I get up and while I'm dyeing yarn and stuff. It might be 2 weeks,
maybe 2 weeks,
but 2 weeks at the longest. Yeah. And I told Jeff the other day, he said, "Oh, you've been always listening to books." I says, "Well, I like books." I says, "I always said when I retired, I was going to read all the books that I hadn't read before, all these books that I was saving up." Mm-hmm. And I said, "I didn't." And he says, "Well, you're not reading them now." And I says, "No, because my eyesight's not good." Mm-hmm. And I says, "If I get bedridden, Jeff, all you have to do is put a book on tape in or a book on CD and I'll be happy." And they're just listening to books. Yeah. That's I even thought one day, I thought, "Oh, I should just pretend I'm sick, go in the bedroom, just lay there and listen to books." Because in the bedroom, I'm listening to The Clan of Cave Bears. I read those books, 30 years ago. We were still in California when I read those books. And so, it's really interesting to hear them on CD. Because in your mind, we're real good about thinking about what people look like. We have good imaginations. Mm-hmm. And I remember when Twilight came out, Edward was not at all the Edward I thought of a guy with black hair, dark black hair, not brown. And she was way different than I thought. If you read the thing, she's supposed to be this little frail thing that hardly weighs 100 pounds. I mean, if you look at it from
pale, not frail.
Yeah, well, he said I don't know. So it's been a while. He looks at it from she's so easy to break. Humans
all
are so
humans
easy.
are compared to a vampire. All humans are.
Yeah, if you guys haven't read the Twilight, I know a lot of you have seen the movie probably, but the books are way different. I mean, they're more in depth and So, but when they put anything into a movie, they have to
condense it.
So, but anyway, so I'm reading Midnight Sun. It was 30 some hours and I have like 10 hours left, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, it was very long. So I'm waiting to see if they just go through the first book on this.
Oh, maybe it's like the meeting,
or if they're gonna go until like
till the ending. We're not going to give things away.
The 3,
in case you haven't read or seen the movies, 20 years later.
3. Yeah. So, but the books are much better than the movies because she was not at all like I thought, like I pictured her in my head.
Yeah.
But so
but she's playing Princess Diana in a new movie.
I know. So
and I've heard she's doing really well, actually. I've never thought of her as a good actress, so I don't know. I'm kind of curious about the Diana movie. But my memory of Princess Diana too is, I was a teenager when she passed away.
Yeah.
So
anyway.
Okay. I don't really have. I kind of did research about knitting and war, but I need more. I didn't do enough research.
She's not going to tell us this
time. No, because I can't verify stuff. So I'm having to go back and forth with sources because some sources say used it and some sources say that actually was created in books to make it seem like they used it, but didn't really. So like using knitting and war to like pass messages, like certain stitches, like there was a story about a lady sitting in a window watching trains go past and she was just knitting. And every time she saw a train go past, she would do a purl and then keep going. So they'd have a record of the trains, but I can't verify if that actually happened or if it was a story from a book.
Oh, gotcha.
So I'm kind of getting back and forth information. And so I don't want to,
I watch, on the History Channel, they have this, how things were invented and stuff like that. The different Harley Davidsons.
How it's made?
Not how it's made. It's how it came to be or something.
Okay.
But I don't know what the name thing is.
Okay.
But I thought, how do people pick up 2 needles and decide to knit or to crochet? What woman, and I'm sure it was a woman, because like in the American Indians, they didn't knit or crochet. They did everything.
They did beadwork.
They did beadwork, and although their baskets they weaved,
they were woven,
which is kind of like a form of knitting or crocheting ish.
Well, it's weaving.
It's weaving, but back in the way back days,
they used animal skins,
right? But not here. But in the way back days, in other countries, like they did the Persian rugs, and those are all weaved, but they don't ever talk about knitting. The cloth, of course, they were probably done on looms too. The material they made for their clothes. You never hear them of knitting a sweater, or even a Viking wearing a sweater. They wore furs,
woven items and furs.
Or woven. Yeah. So I don't even know when knitting and crocheting started. That'd be an interesting thing for you to look up.
I think that's going to be a big deep dive.
Yeah.
I think it'll be like an Astonishing Legends episode. A deep dive. You know how they started out with like 30, they wanted to do 30-minute episodes. Like we started out wanting to be short, and now their episodes, like sometimes they have like 2 or 3 parts that are 3 hours each.
Yeah, that one was like 4 or 5. I can't remember which one was.
The Patterson Gimlin film.
Yes, about
the Sasquatch film.
Film. So I haven't listened to
on
them
the
forever.
fence about that one. And there's new Midnight Libraries. They started the new season of the Midnight Library.
Okay,
that's like a sister show for Astonishing Legends. If you don't listen to these podcasts, Astonishing Legends is kind of they research stories about different things that have happened. And that is the most general description.
Yeah, and they do everything. I mean, ghosts and
yes, sometimes haunting, sometimes scary stories, sometimes mysteries,
and they tell their experiences with it. Like that one, they did this. They went to this house,
the Sally House. Some of you may have heard of that. It's actually pretty famous. It was on Sightings. Yeah,
it's an actual haunted house. And the one guy, first of all, his son, who was 7 or 8, wouldn't even go in.
He told him not to go in.
No,
he didn't want him to go in.
Oh, I thought he wanted to stay in the car.
Case. No, he didn't want him to go in.
But
just in case.
he took a microscope, a mic.
He had a recorder
and put it up in one of the rooms and went down, and they didn't hear nothing. And then when they played the recording back,
it's really creepy.
It's really creepy, and it scared him. He went out of the house so fast, they said, and he wouldn't go back in. And so, when people have personal experiences like that, it does change your mind, because he didn't believe in ghosts at all.
He didn't believe in a lot of things before. He didn't really believe in religious stuff either, but as they've gone, he's gotten a little bit more open about religious stuff too.
Right. So it's fun. That's fun to listen to their podcast, because you do hear how they are changing. Things change too. But
there's Scott and Forrest.
Yeah, and they've been on about 2 years now, maybe 3.
7.
7? Has it been 7 years?
7.
Wow.
I think that's when the first one was 2014.
But they've dealt with like the Nazi Bell.
They've done like the Sally House. They've done Patterson Gimlin film. They've done the Mary Celeste. That's the ship that they went.
I think they even did Lizzie Borden, didn't they?
They did Lizzie Borden.
I mean, they do all kinds of things.
Oh, they did the Lizzie Borden house.
Okay.
True Crime and Cocktails did the Lizzie Borden story.
Oh, did they?
The actual story of what happened, of what was reported. But then they also did the Midnight Library, and the Midnight Library is more dramatized, but it's like Miranda Merrick tells stories about things too. Like, and those are only about 20 to 30 minutes. Dave really likes Midnight Library a lot. He actually has it has it as his ringtone.
Because I would say it's easier for him to sit and listen to that, like Jeff, than listen to 3 or 4 hours.
Yeah, and I'm like, gosh, how many True Crime and Cocktails have I listened to this week just by driving around? Because I love True Crime and Cocktails. I love those two. And Lauren Ash is
I listened to it with you, but I have not listened to it again, because I've been listening to the books.
I'm listening to right now. They're doing Brittany Murphy. She was in Clueless. She was Ty in Clueless. She passed away in 2009. Ty was the girl who came from the other state, who was kind of like punk rock, and then they changed her to be
her.
Yeah,
okay.
That's Brittany Murphy. She was of Luann on King of the Hill for all 13 seasons.
Oh, and then she died. She wouldn't have been too old.
She was 32. So I'm listening to that one right now, and it's actually really interesting. And they brought up some things I didn't even think about, like the swine flu. 2009 was when the swine flu was hitting the U.S. hard.
Oh, yeah.
And so they talked about some of her symptoms she was experiencing, and they sound like swine flu. Like, really interesting. Like, they're just deep diving things. Anyway, sorry, we're kind of talking a lot, but well, I mean, it's our podcast. We're supposed to talk, right?
Any more questions?
No, last thing I saw was a welcome for LDS Venus. We still have people watching, though, which is nice. Do you guys have any questions for us or comments? Or, like I said, we don't have a lot today, but I mean, I'm just knitting. And I shall be, it's I'm gonna be hanging out with you for a while today because Dave's going up to work with Corey.
She didn't ask. She's just telling me she's hanging out with me for a
Yep,
while.
I'm gonna go hang out with you.
So that
what I do.
means we'll probably hit some Hobby Lobby and
Maybe we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
I haven't been Joann's for wow.
I went to Michael's last week and I was just disappointed.
The new Michael's?
I went to the one in American Fork.
Okay, we have a new Michael's, you guys. It's right across the street from where it used to be. And I went in, they opened before Halloween. And I went in that store and it was awful. They didn't have hardly anything. It was like the store was bigger than their inventory. So, excuse me, everything seemed to echo in there. It wasn't warm and cozy like the other Michael's was.
Oh,
there was so much stuff there and you never knew what you were going to find. So I haven't been back since. So I don't know. And maybe it's just they were just opening or something. So
yeah. Okay. So Chris has a question.
Okay.
Will you have to quarantine when you get to China? If so, will it be in a hotel or self-quarantine? Yes, I will have to quarantine for 14 days in a hotel, plus an extra 7 days, either in another hotel or self-isolating in wherever my apartment ends up being. I'm not really sure because they keep going back and forth on that. But I know I'll have at least 14 days in a hotel, in a government-sanctioned quarantine hotel. It's very specific.
Tell them how they do that.
Well, it's based on what region you're going to be living in. They have like 3 different hotels based on the region you're going to be living in. And then they rotate through those based on when you arrive and they randomly send you to one of them. And they will feed us 3 meals a day. They'll give us water. We're not allowed to leave our room. They take your temperature. Well, you take your temperature, depending on which. Some of them you have to have them take your temperature and some you take your own. Depends on the hotel because they all do it different.
Until they come in quarantine suits.
Oh, they do. They're very wrapped up in.
They come in hazmat suits.
And that's one of the things I love doing actually is watching videos on TikTok of people's quarantine meals. Because it depends on what hotel you're at. Some of them you can order your own food. Some they pick it for you. And so I don't know what's going to happen that way.
Shelley said she heard that if you step out of the door one time, your quarantine starts all over.
Well, you have to step out to grab your food off the pit.
Well, she meant if you.
Oh, I don't know about. I'm not sure about that. They don't want you out of your room though. Like, and people who are going together can't even quarantine together. Oh. Like most of them don't allow husband and wife to quarantine together. One of the girls I watch, her husband and wife and their 2 kids went, but they put mom with the daughter in one room and husband with the son in another room, but they weren't allowed to see each other for the 2 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah. So they're pretty strict, but yeah. So I don't know. I'm kind of excited, but also kind of nervous about that because I get lonely.
Yeah. Yeah. She's going to set up her VPN right away.
Yeah. I'll be watching stuff. I'll probably be filming stuff for you guys. We'll try to do some stuff on
2 weeks in quarantine with Amber. That's what she's going to call it.
See how many pairs of socks I get done in that time. Cause I will be doing training on the computer, like all day. Like, I think they do it from like 8 to 5, Monday through Friday. But I don't think I have to like type anything. So I'll probably be knitting while I'm watching and listening. That's just kind of what I do. Let's see. Bree says, glad to see you ladies working on updating a 600+ page packet for work. Ooh, that sounds like fun. Not really. But ooh, is that job security? Maybe they call that job security. Yeah. Because you're working on it. Bree says, nice to have us along while she's doing that. Venus says they redid our Michaels too. Their yarn department is much smaller. I've been going to Hobby Lobby for synthetic yarn for charity stuff.
Right.
Venus, I wonder if you live near us. Because I follow you on Instagram and I wonder if you live near us. That's all I'm gonna say. We're not gonna dox anyone, of course, and give out people's information. Right. Chris says, yeah, I think that was Matt from from Joyo Nation. Maybe. I saw the wife. I didn't see the husband. I only saw the wife's videos. The one I was talking about.
Oh, okay.
I only saw the wives' videos. So I follow like probably 20 different TikTokers who've posted like their quarantine meals. I just sit down and watch what they're eating. I don't know. It's just fascinating. And I just keep thinking that's going to be us very soon. Right. Very soon. And I might lose a lot of weight in quarantine because I don't like fish. I don't like seafood. So who knows how much I'm going to eat if they give us a lot of seafood.
Vegetables.
Well, they'll give you rice every time. I know I like rice. And a lot of times I've seen that they give like 2 different meat choices with it. So you get like a fish plus beef or chicken plus shrimp or stuff like that. So,
okay.
Okay. Iowa, I'm not on IG anymore. Okay. I haven't seen you post in a while. So that's probably why. Okay. So you're not close to us. Okay. For some reason, I thought you were in Utah, but it's been a long time since I've really been on IG either. Just to post.
I don't know if we have any Utah fans.
I don't know. Oh, my mother-in-law.
Oh, she
watches sometimes, but they were going to Lowe's and stuff today and working on stuff.
And Shelly's in Montana. And
yeah, we're all over the place. Everyone is.
Yep.
I think that follows us, but
which is nice.
Yeah, we have a few international followers too, but I don't know if they're on today. I haven't seen any comments.
Oh, and if you guys, I think of it, if you get a chance, share our link. We're fine with that. Yeah.
And I'm going to try to, I've got my small tripod. I thought I might do a few videos to film how to do things for our knitting things for our podcast too, or for our channel.
Right. You can post something every other week when we post the opposite week.
Yeah.
She tried to show me how I was going to post you guys some
yarn dyeing
last week.
It's too complicated
for her to set all this stuff up.
It's a lot if you're not used to doing it. And if you weren't raised technologically,
right,
with technology, like, I mean, for me, it came later, but still, I mean, we had Max in 7th grade. I think we did Oregon Trail. That's when we started doing Oregon Trail, and Max was in 7th grade, maybe 6th. It's the Oregon Trail game on our Max. Like, you have died of dysentery. Like, you have to go along the trail. You go along the Oregon Trail.
I've never heard of that.
You've never heard of okay.
Yeah.
I'll show it to you sometime.
Oh, is it a game or a?
Yeah, it's a game. It was like a learning thing. We would do the Oregon Trail, like, to learn about what happened on the Oregon Trail. Like, you know, you could trade with people, you could buy stuff, you could set up your tent, you could sell stuff, and like you could catch dysentery, you could catch different things, and like your character would die or people in your party would die, and you would learn how the Oregon Trail went.
Oh,
yeah,
that was in Montana.
That's everywhere has Oregon Trail.
Oh, do they?
Everywhere has.
Did you guys?
I can guarantee you, there's people on here who have played Oregon Trail who are my age or maybe a little younger, maybe a little older, that have played the Oregon Trail, or who know what I'm talking about. Because we got a new subscriber.
Thank you.
That. Oregon Trail game. It was an 8-bit game where you would play it on the Apple, and you could travel. It was 8-bit. Yeah.
Old.
Yeah. Like, and you would learn about things about the trail and about the game. This is supposed to be like a walkthrough of the game. Come on. Like, it was all like, there was some images, but it was all talking like what choices you would do based on the different things. And
that almost reminds me of the old what do they call the old computers, the very beginning?
I can't remember.
Something.
Commodore 84?
Commodores.
This is like you could pick your colors. Choose these colors to adjust your monitor's television. Travel in the trail. Be a banker. See, this is like the little 8-bit people. I can't believe you didn't know what Oregon Trail was, Mom. I learned something new today. Wow, I realized you didn't play it in school.
No, we didn't have computers at all. Not even, in college, no, even we didn't have computers. That's how old I am, you guys.
Bree says they turned it into a card game. And Chris says Oregon Trail was fun. My friend Asia, who teaches in Wyoming, she teaches 4th grade. They do a live Oregon Trail every year. They play a live version of the game where the kids get to basically walk the trail and they make their decisions and have to survive it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was a really great learning experience. Like, you learn, wow, make one wrong step and you can die.
Stepped on a rattlesnake today.
That was one of the things that could happen. You could get bit by a rattlesnake.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Yeah. Oh, neat. Wow.
Taught my mama something new. But you'll forget what we talked about in 2 weeks, won't you?
Probably.
Like, what's Oregon Trail?
No, I won't forget that.
Your memory's not that bad yet.
No, my memory isn't bad at all.
Although sometimes you don't remember movies we've seen.
That's true. And so it's probably that I wasn't that interested in them.
That's possible.
Yeah. Because even Jeff does the same thing. Oh, Mom, we saw. I said, no.
Yeah, I don't remember that movie.
I remember that movie. And then something will come up and I'll go, oh, yeah, I remember that part of it. So
that would happen in high school all the time. You'd be like, we never watched this movie. Yes, we did. Oh, I've seen this movie. Yes, you have.
Yeah.
Movies, you're just not a movie person though, as much as.
No, we never even went to movies. I mean, as a kid, we did. It was 10 cents on Saturday. We could go to the movie, but your dad and I didn't go to the movies that much.
Mm.
We took, before you were born, we took the kids, the three, to see Escape to Witch Mountain. That one, Christy cried on the way out, scared her. The spaceship taking off at the end. Then we took you all, and you might have been a baby when the original Star Wars came out.
I wasn't born yet.
Okay.
That came out in 78. I was born in 80.
Yeah. Well, we took, and your dad went with us for that. And then we used to go once in a while to the drive-in theater in California, but that was before you were born. And after you were born, when we were in Washington State.
You took me to see Ghostbusters. That was my first movie in the theater.
Oh, yes.
And
It was so funny. She was little. And
I got
the
scared.
library scene, when the librarian turns around and becomes the scary. Amber was about 2.
I was 5.
Oh, were you 5?
I was 5 when that movie came out.
She buried her head in my chest and would not look again, and it scared her. So yeah. And then later on in life, we got the movie and she watched it and liked it.
I love that movie.
Yeah, that's almost probably the scariest part of the whole movie, that one scene, because you don't expect it. Yeah. So, and I did not really care for Ghostbusters 2.
Ghostbusters 2 is cheesy.
Yeah,
but it's fun sometimes.
I didn't like the Marshmallow Man or the.
That's in the first one. Stay Puft is in the first one.
Well, I thought the building was that in the second one.
No.
Oh, okay. I didn't really care for all of the first one then.
Okay. Yeah, the building is in the first one with Slimer's in it, and the second one is when Dana works at a museum restoring art, and it's got Peter McNichol in it.
Maybe I never saw the second
he
one. He
kind of talks weird in it. He has a weird accent, and it's about like the thing comes out of the painting. Sorry, I was trying to put a painting on the wall. Like the ghost comes out of the painting and tries to steal Dana. Like her friend tries to give her to him and Dana has a baby in it.
Oh yes, I do remember that part. It belonged to what's his name?
No, it wasn't his baby. It was someone else's baby.
But they tried to they wanted to take the baby.
Yeah, they tried to take the baby, so he can be in the baby.
Oh,
he tries to possess. He wants to possess the baby.
Okay.
Yeah,
I probably wouldn't have liked it. I
mean, you've seen it.
I probably didn't like it.
Yeah, it's not the best. It's not the best, but it
is what it is.
It can be fun. So there's parts of it that are fun.
Yeah.
There's parts that are super cheesy, but there's parts that are fun. I'm just putting this in here so it's out of my way. I got a lot done today while we were talking.
Another row?
No, I went from like here to here while we were talking.
Wow, guys.
I knit fast.
Yes, you do.
And now that my wrist is so much better, look at my scars, like almost gone.
It is.
It's like it can see where it was cut, but that's pretty good.
That's our pulse point, I guess. So why is that little piece of fat there on all of us?
I don't know, but did I tell you they had to put a sleeve on me and they slid it up to shove all the blood out of me before they cut it.
No.
So I had like a tourniquet, like he started it here and then he slides it up to get all the blood out of there. And so I'm on a tourniquet. That's why they have to work fast. They get it done, they get you sealed, and they let all the blood back in.
I did. Wow, you never told me that. Woo.
Venus says, wow, making me feel old. I remember paying 10 cents for a movie, 5 cents for popcorn, and as a young adult, 35 cents a gallon for gas during gas wars.
We paid 19 cents a gallon for gas wars. 19, and they all had it. And they dropped down to 16 cents. You could buy a pack of cigarettes for 19. You could buy a gallon of gas for 19 cents. Now a pack of cigarettes is like $8 or $9, and a gallon of gas is $4.
Sorry.
So cigarettes have gone up more than gas. Cigarettes have gone up like 100% more than gas. And you guys, it's like
the cheapest I remember paying for gas. It was in
Wyoming, $1.80 or 98 cents a gallon. Do you remember that?
I was going to tell my story.
Oh, tell our story.
My husband doesn't believe me I ever paid this little.
Okay.
But when I went to college, it was 88 cents a gallon.
Yes. And whenever I'd come
Wyoming.
to visit her, I'd buy it there because it was still $1 or something.
Yeah. He's like, no, it's always been more. It's been more than that since we've been driving. I'm like, no, I could fill up.
Yes.
For like less than $10. Like I could fill up my tank for like $8.
Well, and did I ever tell you this? I asked one of the gas station people why it was so much cheaper than in Montana. And he said, because he says Wyoming every 5 years catches up on their gas prices and will put the taxes on it and stuff, and then they drop it back down. So he said it goes up like every 5 years. That's why they were so much cheaper. And he says we do not have the taxes like some states have.
Yeah.
Well, like California's up to almost $5 a gallon.
I saw someone post it's like $8.99 a gallon in one city.
No, probably
$7.99, $8.99, and then $9.99 for diesel.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's a lot.
No wonder so many.
I can't wait till we sell our cars.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, because now to fill up our tanks, I think are 14 gallons, it's over $50.
Oh yeah.
And yeah.
I put like 30 in and I was at just below a quarter of a tank. Or yeah, quarter. I was just down a little over a quarter. So I was at just under 3/4 of a tank. And it cost me like $30 to fill up.
Yeah, I hate to fill up, but I don't really run around that much. So my tank will last. Now that I'm not going back and forth to Blacksburg, it'll last 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So
I try to, when I go out in the morning, just fill it up now. So I don't have to think about it. And it's cost less money at that time.
Yeah. Yeah.
If I'm leaving, I'm like, I'll go to the gas station, fill it up, get a drink, go do what I need to do, come home.
Right.
But
not that I smoke, you guys. Just when I was a teenager, my girlfriend and I bought a pack of cigarettes. We were gonna be while we were cruising the drag. I bet none of you ever cruised the drive. We used to cruise the drag. Yeah, the drag.
Yeah, you called it the drive for a second there.
Yeah, cruise the drag.
Mm-hmm.
It was downtown. It was the city of Missoula, Montana, and we actually had a street that went up to the railroad tracks, where the railroad, and then you had like one of those round,
like a turnaround,
and you came back down the other side, and we went like 20 miles an hour. We'd have all the windows rolled down, even in mid winter,
in December
and January, so that you could talk to the boys that pulled up next to you. Oh my gosh, that was so. And then we went when I was 19. Me and my girlfriend moved to 18. I was 18. Moved to California, to Anaheim, California. And they didn't even have a drag. Anaheim is a city without a city. It's a city name, but they actually don't have a downtown. Just like Orem is a city here, but we don't have a downtown Orem. We do not have we have Provo, which is the city and has a downtown, but there's no old Orem.
Well, there's no old Orem, but it does have a downtown.
No, where
you shop. That's downtown Orem. That is the downtown area.
Well, no, it
doesn't have like an old downtown, but it has a downtown.
It's a downtown Orem that has 6 lanes running through it. It's a 6-lane street.
Yeah.
That's well, downtowns usually have
I think our definition of what a downtown is, like downtown New York,
right,
is not like old buildings with 2 lanes only. Downtown New York is like where Central Park is
different.
Yeah. So see, that's a downtown.
Yeah, but we don't have that here. Hi, Katie. But yeah, something else popped in my head and popped right back out.
Bree said grew up in a small cow town and cruising was a weekly occurrence.
Yeah. In fact, I remember when I got older, junior and senior, we got to drive the family car. And so any excuse, if my mom would need us to get something to the grocery store, my sister and I, she was 2 years older than we'd have to cruise the drag at least once and then come back and go get the groceries. I don't know if my mom ever knew that. And then when they I remember when they went on a camping trip, my dad had his own business and he had the old, like a Volkswagen van, only the vans didn't have the windows in the back. And my sister and I actually cruised the drag in the Babers TV van.
Wow. Okay. Oh, Venus says, glad I have a little 4-cylinder car, about 30 for half a tank, but I only use half a tank a month. That's pretty good.
That's good. Yeah. Well, in the quarantine, I think people weren't using it. And they said the reason it went up is because all of a sudden everybody's out of quarantine and getting a little more normal. And so they're going a lot of places.
Taking advantage of people because they're buying more gas. Is that what I'm hearing?
She says, what was she at your bag again?
She was rolling on the floor next to me too. Well, we're going to be selling both of our cars, so we aren't going to have to worry about that pretty soon.
No, but when you get back, maybe
insurance.
When you get back, maybe you can buy a electric car.
Yeah.
What do they call them now?
Well, did you hear what happened yesterday with Tesla? They had a 4-hour outage. People couldn't access their cars because the internet went out. The Tesla internet, the network, so they couldn't get in their cars and drive them. I don't want to mess with that.
Right. I wish they'd come up with a car that had a a solar panel. It was controlled by solar panel.
Yeah.
But they said all the new companies, I mean, all the old companies like Ford and Dodge and all that, they're all coming out with a electric car by 2024. But Ford already has the Probe, which is electric and gas. You start it up with the gas, but once you get going, it's electric. It has a battery. The battery and Probe, I used to work for a Ford dealership. I was the warranty. The battery for the Ford Probe at that time, which was 15 years ago, was $4,000 just for the battery.
It's not a Probe. It's not a Probe.
What is it?
Ford electric car is a...
It was a Probe.
No.
Put in the Probe. Did you put in Probe?
I'm putting Ford electric car.
Oh, well, okay.
Ford electric vehicles. Probe is a different company.
Probe is a Ford.
It's a Ford. It starts with a P, but it's an Audi, BMW, iNext. Sorry, this is what are the electric cars? Chevy Bolt, crossover. Ford Mustang, apparently. Mach-E is now electric. Hyundai Ioniq, Lucid Air. Why can't I think of the name of this? Mercedes-Benz.
I can't even get into this.
Mercedes-Benz, Nissan Ariya, Polestar 2. Oh my gosh. Sorry, my internet's going slow. Nina said it went up because they shut down a pipeline.
Oh.
The Keystone pipeline. That's why gas went up. Sorry, internet's slow. Very slow. Oh my gosh, why can't I?
What is the name of it?
It's not a Probe. Ford Probe is a sports car.
It's a sports car now?
No, it was in 97. It was a sports car.
Right. And that's about when I worked there.
But it wasn't an electric car.
Oh, electric Probe.
An electric probe is something to check your electricity.
Oh.
I bet. Anyway. What are you doing? Anyway,
it's kind of quiet.
Prius.
Prius. I know.
Thank you.
Thank
you. I did know P too, and I'm like, why?
Anyway, that was one of the first electric cars out there. And that's, but the battery itself was $4,000, and that was 15, 16 years ago. Of course, I'm sure they have improved all this stuff since. They said the new electric cars coming out are cheaper than the other cars. Like, say, if you have a Ford Prius and a Ford Mustang that's not electric, the Mustang is more expensive than the Prius now.
Well, the Mustang would always be more expensive.
Well, you know what I mean. They said the new
technology.
Yeah, they're being able now. But I still think they only go like 2 hours or 200 and some miles on a charge. So what if you're out in the middle of the desert and there's no charging station?
I mean, every vehicle is different depending on which one you drive. So I don't know how that works either.
Well, I do know that my accountant, his son, who is my accountant, has a Tesla. And every time I go there he's got his car plugged into
he's charging it.
Yeah, they have to charge it every time they stop practically so that they won't run out of charge somewhere. So, and the
our realtor drove a Tesla.
Yeah, they're like 100,000, aren't they?
They're not cheap.
Yeah. So anyway,
Anyway,
you guys, as we ramble on here,
as we argued for 10 minutes about what the electric car was.
Well, I know with a P.
Thank you.
Prius. Geoprism.
Right?
Yes. Right.
Do they even do Geo anymore? Geo is defunct, isn't it?
I don't know. Yugo is. I owned a Yugo, you guys. For years, I owned a Yugo.
A lot of things that are defunct now.
Yeah.
Oh, hi, Laurel. We're just about to get off. Welcome. We're just rambling now.
What time is it?
12:30.
Oh, we've been on an hour and a half, guys.
You got to listen to us ramble for an hour
and a half.
So anyway,
Yep.
Maybe we should just call it, and because I'm just rambling now.
Yeah. We're just rambling.
We're just rambling.
We'll let you go,
rambling.
guys. Go.
And we'll see you in a week on Jill's podcast.
Yes.
For her Sip and Sunday. She said she's going to post about it again to remind everyone too. And then we'll see you in 2 weeks on here.
Right.
The week before we go, or the day before we go to Cancun, or 2 days before we go to Cancun.
They're going to Cancun, you guys.
Yep, we're gonna live our lives. that's what that's what I've been
and
telling
you had
people.
to have a passport for Cancun, huh?
Yeah, because it's in Mexico.
It's in Mexico. You used to not have to.
Mhm.
Mexico and Canada I've been to and never had a passport in my life.
Yeah.
So
well, and I think you still don't have to walk into Mexico, but you have to have one to get back into the US when you're walking. Like if you walk across the border. I think that's how it is.
and we used to walk across the border.
Yeah. But I'm not sure. I know things
that's how
have
far
changed a
I've
bit.
been into Mexico is Tijuana.
I've never been to Tijuana. I've never been to Mexico. So
yeah, that'll be fun for you.
Yeah.
Nice.
So thanks for hanging out
Okay.
with us, guys. And we'll see you in a few weeks, or we'll see you in a week if you watch Jill's, and then we'll see you in 2 weeks on here.
And thank you for being loyal people to us. We love y'all. Okay.
Yes. And we'll see you. Make sure you give us thumbs up, share us,
Thumbs up.
and
See you in a few
make sure
weeks.
you're subscribing if you're not a subscriber. We'll see you
Okay.
in a few weeks.
Okay.